Welcome to Around Town TV. My name is Carla Berlin, and I am so thrilled to have with me the new owner of the Twin Cities Women's Expo, Buffie Blesi. Did I say that right?
You did.
Blesi. Great. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
I am so excited. For those of you who have followed the Women's Expo or who have participated or been there, you know that it's a place that inspires, it enriches you, it empowers us, and it enlightens us. But we're going to learn more about what's new, what Buffie plans to do with this year's event. And for those of you who may not be familiar, there's an event in March, coming up March 24th, and then there's also one in the fall in October, correct? So Buffie, before we get into the Twin Cities Women's Expo, a question that comes up a lot is that her real name?
It is my real name. It is one of the biggest questions. I probably get asked that about a dozen or more times every single month. And just to please my mom today, this is one of those great stories where when I was a kid, my grandmother really loved this name from Family Affair. Everybody of a certain age remembers that, of course, yeah. And my mom took a look at me when I was born and said, nope, she's not a Buffie. Let's call her something else.
You what?
A message came in and cut out your whole thing.
Oh, no, it's on. We're on. Yep, we're good. We're good. It might have come in that way, but we're good over here. Yep.
Live broadcast.
Live broadcast and all the stuff. So
yeah.
we're good. Yay.
Yes.
So sorry about
no,
that.
That's
sorry
okay.
for interrupting.
No, that's okay.
That's the beauty of live broadcast.
That's right.
So the reason we're all panicking is last week, and Buffie can attest to this, we were down at Al's Vacuum. Great internet, great guest, just a great story, and it kept cutting in and out. And it was a Facebook issue, and it was so frustrating. So I got up and practiced, well, I've practiced since, but I got up this morning to make sure the audio and everything was in order. So, and my behind-the-scenes friends are here, and they had the same thing happen to them Thursday evening, so we're all like, if it cuts out. So my apologies.
That's okay. No, that's okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Grandma.
Yes,
so Grandma comes in and convinces my mom to stick with Buffie, and in my world anyway, I became the favorite. I'm pretty sure the rest of the cousins are all like, nope, I'm the favorite, but I just it's just one of those stories that has connected me, and I've wanted to change my name when I was a kid, and I'm so glad I didn't.
I
really love it.
Well, and I always wondered as well. I had the pleasure to go to college with Buffie. We graduated last year.
Go Aggies.
Go Aggies. Woohoo! And ironically, I ran into Buffie at the grand opening of the Hague Force Center, and I asked her what's new, and she said, "Oh, I purchased the Twin Cities Women's Expo." And I'm like, my exact response, without hesitation, was, "Well, of course you did." And the reason I said that, for those of you who know Buffie, she is a trailblazer. She's always been a leader. You are a person who inspires many women and men alike. That's what I love about you. It's everybody. And you are a mentor, and you are just, like I said, a trailblazer. We're so thrilled that you have now taken this over with your WeSparkGrowth.
Yes,
Tell us about that.
WeSparkGrowth is a company dedicated to the mission of improving the success rate of small businesses. And we, take all the stuff that the business owner doesn't like to do, doesn't know a whole lot about, shouldn't probably be doing it, and we do what inspires us by getting in there and getting things done. And then the business owner, they get to go do what they like. And so the expo is kind of an extension of that, because one of our big missions here is to engage more women, local small businesses, makers, people doing really interesting things, and helping them be successful by introducing them to the broader network of women in the whole state.
Well, and that's a big deal. For those of you who aren't an entrepreneur or aren't involved with a small business specifically, I can tell you that 9 out of 10 businesses fail.
That's right.
And they fail quickly. but it's important to have a knowledgeable, trained entrepreneur expert and the company and team. You get a whole team with Buffie.
Yes.
And that's important. Before I get into that, I just wanted to say hi to Bick. We have, his name is Bick as well. And so Buffie and Bick meet Buffie.
Hi, Bick.
Yeah. Steve, Carolette. Hi, Carol. She's saying hi to both of us.
Carol's one of my best friends.
And one of the best people
Yes.
I've ever met.
Yeah,
Yep.
she is.
Good evening to Philip. And Brooke wrote, yay, and my mom. Hi, Carla and Buffy. Hi, Mom. For those of you who know, we run this from our own home, which is wonderful, the studio. So and I caregive to my parents, so my mom is upstairs. So hi, Mom, with the dog. Please, I encourage you to write comments, to share your experiences, ask questions as we get into the Twin Cities Women's Expo. If you do have a small business or you know of a small business that needs some exposure or some visibility, if you're not comfortable asking us questions right now, you can private message either one of us and we will get back to you.
Yeah,
but I encourage you to do that. If you're just tuning in, my name is Carla Berline and Buffie Blesi is the new owner of the Twin Cities Women's Expo, along with her team, WeSparkGrowth. Yeah. And one of the great things about the Women's Expo and in my communications with Buffie, and this is where I want to get into, is she said, this is about giving you all what's important to you in all facets of your life. And what she meant by that is prosperity, community, family, relationships, wellness, and of course your career. Let's talk a little bit about that and what they can expect.
Yeah, so what we've done to reimagine this is to take what has been maybe a little bit of a stereotype about what women love, shopping. And I think we can all attest that we do, right? Mm-hmm. We love good things, but one of the things is we're really multidimensional. And what we're looking to do with the Expo is bring in some really fantastic speakers, some energy around community. So we've got some amazing community partners, some nonprofits that we're working with to help educate and bring enlightenment to people. You can actually come in a safe environment and talk about things that you hadn't really thought of. And I think we'll talk a little bit about the show but we've got a fabulous doctor, Dr. Margaret Adedenge. Hopefully I got that right, from Fairview, who's going to talk about sex. And so there are things that are really important to women that you haven't really thought about. And we're hoping, I mentioned this today to a woman, I said, we're kind of the vehicle, the community where everybody from all walks of life can come and get information that they might not have otherwise expected at an expo.
Right. Well, and Diana Pierce, who is with us and who is going to be the moderator of the
panel on mentoring. It's mentoring, and I'm not the expert on this, but I will tell you, I mean, finding a really good mentor, especially for a woman who's at every stage of their life, is really tough. We need to ask more, we need to be engaged, and we've got a fantastic panel driven and run by Diana, who's been spending some time the last couple of years exploring that, researching it, and talking to women about what it's like and what the challenges of doing it and living it.
And she has a great question too. She said, who should attend the expo? Because we think about, where it's going as you reimagine it.
Yeah. This might be a little cliche. Normally when I work with business owners, I'm like, focus, narrow your target market down, but truly this is about women, and not just women, but of any gender. I mean, if you're really looking to understand what we're going through and what's important to us, this is the place. So if you're young and you're up and coming, you're in college and you're like, what is all this stuff and the information that's coming? If you're gone through your career or you're aging, we're all caring for people of different ages. We're living longer. So really women who are professionals, who care a lot about their community, and they're eager to learn a little bit. I mean, we won't, overpower you there, but there'll be a lot of opportunities to connect with people on all sorts of fronts.
And that's great. Kate, thank you. She said, hi, ladies. Kate Kaminsky. Great show so far. She's a business gal and right now is in Florida, but if she visits Minnesota, I definitely need to introduce you. She is a trailblazer as well. So as we get into the show, if you're just joining us, I thank you all. My name is Carla Berline from Around Town TV, the Twin Cities' longest airing television community showcase. recently, as of November 16th, brought the show live to you, taking it from 1.5 million subscribers to 1.6 billion active Facebook users. We're so excited. We thank you for joining. Please ask us questions, comments. If you want to purchase is it too late to purchase an exhibit?
It's not too late. We just have a handful left. There's a couple of ways you can participate if you'd love to have access to all the wonderful women that are coming. If you're a woman or minority-owned business, we still have a couple of scholarships left. WeSparkGrowth is providing to entrepreneurs who are interested in showing their wares. We have a few of those. And we've got, really, if you have a family product, a travel agency, something like that, we're still looking for some of those. But if you're interested in being a part of it, it's going to be a fantastic event at the convention center. And you only have to spend one day. You'll be dying to see the stage from your booth.
Oh, see, that's wonderful. So there is a little bit of shopping in some of these.
There is, yep. We have a whole host for, probably in the next couple of days, we'll start posting some of the exhibitors. We have health and wellness companies. We've got wonderful boutiques that are participating. And one of my favorites, I mean, this is sort of interesting. One of the first things I said is, we need a lactation station. I mean, it seems totally crazy, but we have this really wonderful sponsorship from a company called Mamava out on the East Coast, and they have donated their 2 lactation stations. So one of the things you can expect at our event is this isn't just for women. You don't have to leave your kids at home. We're encouraging people to bring their children and to participate. And if you're a nursing mom, we now have a space for you.
That's really, really cool. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. So we had a question before the show started that we did address, but it may be coming up. We have males watching this too.
Yeah.
This isn't a women-hating or male-hating group.
Absolutely not. You know what makes us really great is that we have wonderful men in our lives to participate and the empowerment that comes from that. This is really about seeking knowledge. Women are busy, and we're managing multiple things, especially, I don't have kids, but I'm telling you, I am so in awe of all of you women who have children too, and men are support rocks, and they should come too. I mean, our speakers are going to be fabulous. I mean, we have, in addition to some of the little bit of meteor stuff, we've got entertainment. One of my absolute best friends, Carolyn Poole, Ivy Award-winning writer and actor, along with her partner Shannon Custer, they're gonna preview their new play, Sometimes There's Wine, which is opening at the Park Square Theater. Their opening season there in October. Talented. So I'm telling you, the cost of the ticket, bar none, just that show, and you will be wowed. So yeah, man, you should come.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they'll drink wine on stage.
Oh, well, that's what I love about her. In fact, she's going to be on one of my future shows. I'm like, that might have to be the show we drink wine on.
You might have to.
Carolyn is beautiful too.
Yeah.
Yeah, both.
She's got a good heart. She's a super smart person and sharp-witted. She's going to be, and her partner are going to open up the hallway too. Some fun antics probably, and they'll be emceeing, and I'm thrilled to have them. I feel really fortunate to be able to bring a kind of entertainment that you would normally have to get dressed up for, or go down to one of the theaters and see, and you get to see it in the middle of the afternoon during lunch at the Expo.
Well, and Carolyn is not only a very talented and a performer, she's also an Augie with us.
She is, yeah. There's a theme going on here.
There is. It's so fun how to be reconnected. Another good question, what does it cost?
So the cost of a ticket to the Expo in the pre-sale is $15. You are not going to have to try very hard to find somebody who's got a coupon, though. All of our exhibitors, and they have a contest, our exhibitors. So if you can start to seek that out, we'll put their information out online pretty soon. But you can help them win a prize. But there's $5 tickets available, and if you go out to our Facebook page at TwinCitiesWomen'sExpo.com, pretty sure there's a promotional code out there right now.
Wonderful. And I want to encourage you all to stop at the What's Next with Diana Pierce booth, who is going to be moderating the mentorship panel. Has done this for the last several years. Well, she's been a mentor for years, and someone I admired and inspired, as growing up through the ranks in broadcast journalism. But how wonderful to have a woman like that, not only moderating the panel, but she'll have her own booth there with her show.
Yeah.
So, and is interviewing different folks, and I'll be alongside her. So please come and say hi. Kate, thank you. She said, sounds fantastic. Women mentoring women in all stages of our careers is so important. And I know you agree as well.
It is. And asking, I have a really great story of a tremendous friend that I have gotten to know through my work with NABO, the National Association of Women Business Owners. I'm the executive director of that wonderful organization too. Yeah, so you guys should check that out as well. But she had this idea to be mentored by somebody she really admired. Rhoda Olson had great clips, and there's just some really great stuff there. I mean, go out, and I just encouraged her, go ask.
Right.
You never know who will say yes to you.
Right.
And you will never know unless you take a risk and figure out everybody's just a human. But they've got a lot of information. So if you admire somebody, you should ask them. And I've had really fortunate to have some great mentors in my life. And every day I'm looking for somebody else that will help me along the way.
I'm the same. I had one gentleman who's been my mentor for over 25 years. But also, and in business, it's been great, but I've also needed some female mentors, and I'm always seeking, and like you've encouraged, I mean, I reach out to those people that you would think, not, and same, likewise. I have students that reach out to me never expecting me to respond, and not only if they're interested in broadcast journalism will I mentor them, and or otherwise, but I usually let them be on the show, host the show. So, and not a lot of places can do that because of union and other legalities, but I can, and it's been really wonderful. In fact, I've had Hannah Corbett, who's been with me going on 7 years, and of course Rachel Flynn, who has been one of our mentees as well, and right now she's in New York modeling in runway, and she's 5'10" and just gorgeous. So not only is she smart and beautiful and trying to do some of her own entrepreneurship duties, but she's out there doing that as well. If you're just joining us, my name is Carla Berling from Around Town TV, along with Buffie Blesi, the newer owner of the Twin Cities Women's Expo. And we mentioned it in the beginning of the show, but I want to reiterate that the show is coming up March 24th. It's one day.
8:30 to 5 at the Minneapolis Convention Center ballroom. And don't be afraid to come downtown. I'm happy to give directions and parking information.
Well, and of course,
fabulous.
with the Minneapolis Convention Center, it's really easy to get there once you park. And because it is a one-day event, you're not going to want to miss it. Are you somebody who set that New Year's resolution and now that it's March, you're like, well, yeah, maybe next year? Or maybe you're somebody who's on a tight budget, not able to go on a spring break and are doing a staycation. Perfect girls' weekend. Maybe get a room downtown.
Bring your husband and stay and have dinner downtown at some of the fabulous restaurants that are around there.
Yes.
And see some other entertainment during the day.
The men will enjoy this as well because of some of the entertainment and as well as some of the products. Maybe not all the products will be applicable to them, but there's definitely some great entertainment
I'm super excited. We have Geraldine Steele of the Steele family. Geraldine has just one of the most adoring hearts you can ever find. I have no idea what she's going to do. What I told her is anything she wants. She can be there. But she will be joining our mentor panel and helping Carolyn Poole do some emceeing. And she is just one of the most delightful. If you do not know Geraldine has been a very successful singer. Her and her family, very talented family, have been singing around town for a long time. They've been on Prairie Home Companion. They've sang for Prince. They have, they're on lots of his albums. They're going to be at another NAMO members Crooners Lounge, March 22nd, I think, and you should check them out. I'm just dear heart. I feel so fortunate to have been able to get to know her in the last very short time. I already feel like we're We're super great. So
She's
you can't miss her. I mean, your heart will just embrace her. She's a fabulous
That
person.
whole family. J.D. Steele, many of you know that Daisy Head Maisie wrote the lyrics to our Round Town Everybody Goes Their theme song, which we don't always get to hear, but you will be soon. We'll be bringing that into our live streaming shows. But J.D. Steele, her brother, wrote a little bit, or sang just a little bit. You can hear him in it, and just so talented, added the perfect touch to that theme song that everybody knows. And as many of you know, Around Town TV is all about featuring Minnesota's best kept secrets and businesses around town.
Right.
And we're just proud to have been doing that since 2003 and bringing our show live to you on this platform where you can ask questions, comment, share some of your experiences. There are some new things this year. In fact, great question from Diana. What types of things are for sale there?
So we are going to have kind of a wide swath of stuff. As you mentioned earlier, we just acquired this. We've had literally 5 weeks to redo the logo, do a new website. My team has just been, I owe them so much for getting things done. But we're going to have, we've reached out to a lot of local businesses who have products and services. And what we've decided to do for those that can't make it is create a Minnesota marketplace. So the Twin Cities Women's Expo is going to host a whole group of wonderful products and local business owners because they can't make it. And we have Gustola Granola, one of my favorite granolas. Angie Gustafson owns that. Fabulous. They'll be there. Muddy Mouth cards. Kind of a little saucy greeting cards. We've got a number of businesses that are going to be there. I'm just kind of going down the list. Everything from, grooming products and to kids' clothes.
Kids' clothes, wow.
Just a big group. And as the night goes on, all of them are there. We've been reaching out one by one to help them get established and have a successful show. But we've got 4 categories that we've kind of separated everybody into. One is inside and out. So imagine this is everything having to do with who you are as a physical being. It's your fashion, it's your beauty, it's your jewelry, all the kinds of things that make you feel special. It's also wellness and health. We've got a partnership with Fairview, and they're super excited to be involved and are going to look to increase their involvement as we go on. But, who are we and our families? There's the well-connected. This is kind of my fun one. It's not so much about technology as it is about community. So we're bringing in nonprofit partners. We're talking to groups. Gender justice will be there. So talking about your rights if you've been sexually harassed. Whether a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. And that happens for everybody.
Right, both.
There's going to be some organizations there about how to run for office. And that could be the school board. We need more and more people to get engaged. And so we have Women Winning who help women of every party get elected. So that's some of the stuff there. We've got a lifestyle.
Wow.
That's housewares and, organizations, how we live, food and beverage, just entertainment is in that category. And then family. One of my favorites, and that's just how we live with our kids and our, where we travel to, that kind of stuff.
Well, and if you're looking for more information, because obviously we won't be able to cover it all,
that's right.
You can go to the Twin Cities Women's Expo, both the website, but they're also on Facebook, and you're on Twitter and Instagram, right? No?
I think so. I have a team.
I know they're on Twitter, and Facebook is a good page where they're really keeping you up to date, and more importantly, your website, which is TwinCitiesWomen'sExpo.com, and they are updating that, daily.
Every day.
Even sometimes a couple times a day, I've noticed. So a good place to check out everything from pricing. It's March 24th at the Minneapolis Convention Center. If you're just tuning in, and I know a few of you are, and we thank you, my name is Carla Berline from Around Town TV, along with Buffie Blesi, the new owner, along with WeSparkGrowth and her team, and they're also the producers of the Twin Cities Women's Expo, which will be Saturday, March 24th. Kate said, will any or all of the Expo panels discussions be available to check out later, perhaps via streaming for those of us that can't attend?
Oh, that's a really fantastic question. And on the biggest list of stuff that we're trying to figure out, we're going to do our best to find a way to tape everything and get it out there and make it available to people. And so you'll have to stay tuned, and we'll notify people on Facebook once that happens, and maybe we'll be able to announce it in advance.
Right. I might even be able to, I'll have my equipment there, so maybe, just
some
plug
of it
in.
for sure will be
Yeah.
on there.
Right. So, but Kate, I have a good feeling about it, so stay in touch with me too. As we do, we communicate a lot,
That's right.
so that will be great. For those who are maybe just tuning in that missed the beginning, we're talking about the Twin Cities Women's Expo. Most of you know it for enlightening, empowering, and enriching your lives. And what's really cool is Buffie has reimagined it and is bringing all of you things that are important in all facets of your life. And what she means by that is prosperity, community, wellness, family, as well as relationships, and of course career. Right. And all of which are important. And to maybe give, obviously we can't go through everything again, but for those who just tuned in, maybe give a overview of what's new and a little different.
We've taken a really big and deeper look at the actual entertainment, the show part of the stage, and thought about it in ways that maybe it hasn't been before. There's been some of this might come back. There's been fashion shows and other things before, but we've really thought now is a really good time to start thinking about what's happening in our lives right now, what we're interested in, what we're talking about, and bringing some of that to the expo stage to help people engage and also learn something new about what's going on. I have a little bit of a funny story. So I've been going around telling people about this and asking them, and I've been there before, and 10 years ago or 5 years ago or even longer, and there's been some really funny stories. This event has been around for decades in all sorts of iterations. And for those that have went 10 years ago, you might have remembered that it was like in 2 rotundas of the convention center, and Super Value and Cub Foods brought in all of these these samples. And I actually heard from the show architect, the group that comes in to assemble everything. They've been doing this show forever. The fights used to break out. I promise you, no fights at this one. Like grasping for that.
Oh, funny.
There will likely be some people with some samples and things like that. But what's really about the show is for you to find access to products and services, and ask questions and dig in about things that you might not have actually thought of before.
Yeah.
If you wanted to know more about one of our nonprofit partners is the Union Gospel Mission, we're going to support Naomi Family Shelter, which helps women and families who are on the verge of homelessness and have experienced trauma in their life get some support. But you know what? There's going to be more questions about that. If you have somebody in your family who's been experiencing some of that, or you just want to ask questions, you're curious about how to support it, this show is going to have a lot more of that. And over the course of time, we're going to get together an advisory board. We're going to ask you what you want to see. We only had 8 weeks to put this one together, and I think we did a fabulous job.
Yes.
A little less than that.
Oh,
but I think the future is really spectacular about finding out what you want. So we're going to want you to tell us, and we'll put out some stuff, and maybe you can be part of a focus group or have access to different things, and tell us what you want to see in the fall and beyond.
And it's a good time right now with the Me Too movement and everything going on in the workplace. And women, I have to tell you, I am a victim of Me Too. And of course, when I start to tell the harassment story of the last 3 years, everyone goes, oh, that jerk, thinking it's a male. It's actually a woman. So my big thing as women, we have to empower each other. There is enough room for all of us to be successful if we help each other. The more I help you or all of my girlfriends, and the more successful they become, the more successful I'll become, and the happier we'll all be. And that's what life's about, instead of putting each other down or feeling those insecurities. And don't get me wrong, I call them fugly days. We all have those I'm fat and ugly days where we just don't feel our best self. And that's okay, that's normal, that's human, and that's where we have to embrace those feelings and emotions. And this event is going to help empower and enrich and enlighten you. And it's going to focus on wellness and prosperity, community, your family, your relationships. And for those of you that do have a career or aspiring in your career, that piece of it too. And of course, the mentorship piece.
Yeah. We're really fortunate to be able to have some relationships with some organizations that help women start and lead businesses. So if you've ever been curious about what it's like to be an entrepreneur, we're going to have some people there.
Don't
in one
do
of our
it.
community, no. Or do it, or don't do it. But,
do it.
But knowledge is power in all of these aspects, right? So we bring to the table is a non-judgmental, risky way to have conversations with things that you wouldn't have otherwise have even thought about, and still have fun around without being too stressed.
Yes.
And that's in, hopefully we'll bring enough of that so you can get a taste of it here and there, and not be overpowered by any of it.
Absolutely.
There's enough variety in this day for everybody.
Well, and Buffie's team from WeSparkGrowth, that's what they do. They help entrepreneurships. They are that team that you usually can't afford to hire each separate employee, but they help you not be that statistic of 9 out of 10 failing. They help you succeed, and she's a great following and success of that. Can women businesses still get a booth at this event?
Yes.
Okay.
If you are interested, especially if you are a woman-owned business, we're really supporting you at WeSparkGrowth, trying to make it economical for you to be there. And we do have a couple of scholarships left for you if you have a really interesting product. Please go to our website, TwinCitiesWomen'sExpo.com, to the exhibitor page and apply. And that information comes directly to our team. We review every one of them. On there, it asks you if you're eligible for the scholarship, and you're eligible if you're a woman, you're a minority business owner, and you have a product or service that you've cultivated and nurtured here in Minnesota. Even if you bring stuff in and you're sort of designing it and reimagining it for yourself, still qualifies. And if you really want to have some access to a lot of different new business, this is the way to do it. And we are doing whatever we can to support that.
This is the good place to get that exposure, to gain visibility, get more customers, and grow your business all in one place. We will be bringing the customers to you by having that booth there. So if you're somebody who's not quite sure and you're thinking about launching your business, this is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, come meet other people who have done it. It doesn't actually have to be one of the experts. There will be some experts there. Still working on who will actually be showing up. It could be the SBA, SCORE, Women Veteran. We're talking to a lot of different groups. There will be some people from NABO. If you're watching, NABO people, I'm going to ask you to be here.
What is NABO?
NABO is the National Association of Women Business Owners, and our local chapter in Minnesota is the oldest in the country, the first separate chapter outside of Washington, D.C. of the association. And the pure mission of that is to create economic powerhouses out of women entrepreneurs and to create an opportunity for them to gain access and connections to the people that'll make that happen for them. This organization is very special to me, and I always find ways to support it.
Well, I know you've been very successful with NABO, and I because we call it NABO, a lot of people don't know. So that's why
It's the National Association of Women Business Owners.
A great organization that of great women that are doing wonderful things with the leadership of Buffie. Sorry for a little bit if you saw me doing that over there. Sometimes our technology, a battery was low, so we were plugging something in, an easy fix. But if you're wondering why I got a little distracted there, that's why. And that's the beauty of this live streaming and live television. We have been answering a lot of the questions, but is there anything that you feel like we haven't shared yet with the viewers?
I don't think that there is anything really big. The plan your day. You can be there all day. If you're planning to go to the march in St. Paul in the morning, come over after. We're working with some of the organizers to make sure that people can go to both. And this is not an either or type situation. We're there all day. The expo is there. I would love for you to be there all day. The shows themselves will inspire you to be. Mm-hmm. But I think for the most part, what we're saying to people is get up on Saturday, plan out your day, get some friends, bring your kids, bring your husband.
Yes.
Bring your college-age daughters and help them see what the power and magic of
girl power
together can be, and that's I think the biggest message that we have. There are two things. We are going to have a blood drive. So if you haven't given blood recently, we are supporting the American Red Cross. You can sign up. We will fill our spots. We have 30 spots on the bus to fill. So if you are coming to the event, and I'll tell you what, you can get a free ticket if you donate blood.
Good way to get a free ticket.
That's
donate
right.
blood at the blood drive.
We're still working on a couple of the details. I can't really, I shouldn't probably announce without finalizing, but there could be a mammogram truck there as well. So if you haven't had your mammogram, this could be a chance to get one from a very
that would be me.
That was sign up for that as well. So we'll have some ability if you buy a ticket or before that, if you want to sign up and you let us know, we'll get you free tickets to support those things.
That's outstanding, especially with healthcare and for example, my family, my mom, who has been a 24-year survivor of breast cancer that metastasized, hers didn't show up on a mammogram when you could visually see it. So we also have to, in our family, have the ultrasounds. So to do both with the crazy health care and our high deductibles is like $1,700 for me. So, and of course, I should probably give up that Siesta Key, Florida trip. But, but now I have the opportunity. So if you're somebody who I was talking earlier about,
it's a lot to schedule too, right? I mean, you can literally schedule it, come in and out really quick.
Yes.
And we'll get that details locked up in the next couple days, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to happen. Awesome. And I do want to also let people know that the Twin Cities Women's Expo is partnering with Moon and Stacy and Team Moon and Stacy on KS95 for the Race for the Cure. We are a sponsor of the Race for the Cure, so we will be there on May 13th, Mother's Day, along with whoever wants to join us at the Twin Cities Women's Expo to support that. The proceeds of this event are going to support that cause, along with a number of other nonprofits that we've mentioned, some of whom we mentioned and others that we're working with, including the American Red Cross, the Union Gospel Mission, Gender Justice, and a number of other organizations.
Fantastic organizations. And if you want to learn more of, we've mentioned several, but there will be more that'll be added as well. You can go to the Twin Cities Women's Expo website at twincitieswomensexpo.com or the Facebook page. They keep you up to date regularly. Like the page, follow the whole organization and this event. It's March 24th at the Minneapolis Convention Center. And it's going to be fantastic. Just a great way to spend the day with girlfriends. I was saying earlier, if you blew past that New Year's resolution and now you're kind of got the blast or this winter craziness that we've been having here with our storms, and it looks like we've got more weather coming this weekend. But by the 24th, it's going to be a beautiful day. So, do a little staycation. There's a lot of spring breaks going on through this time period too, and maybe you want to do a staycation here. Get your family, whether it's your husband, a group of girls, and stay downtown. Spend the day, shop, and then most importantly, be educated. You're definitely going to be enriched and enlightened for sure at the Twin Cities Women's Expo.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I appreciate you being here. For those who kind of tuned in at the end, my name is Carla Berline from Around Town TV with the new owner of the Twin Cities Women's Expo, Buffie Blesi, who is joining me. If you missed it, you can go back. This will be posted, and we'll be posting links to all social mediums when we're done. And we just invite you to come and join us on Saturday, March 24th.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else before we close?
So, last thing, just get your tickets early so I'm not stressed out. And come and have fun. And I think the last thing is we do still have a couple of booths left. So if you're interested at all, and especially if you're a woman-owned business, please get in touch with us. We want to showcase you.
Great way to be showcased, gain visibility, get more customers, and grow your business. You've got one of the best right here that can guide you, and come be a part of it. I'll be there, and I'll look forward to seeing you. If you had questions that maybe you didn't feel comfortable posting, please private message us, and I'll make sure that Buffy receives that and her team, and one of us will get back to you within 24 hours. Thanks for tuning in. We're honored to have been featuring Minnesota's best kept secrets and businesses since 2003, Minnesota's lifestyle and business experts. The Around Town TV and Around Town Media team is just proud to be a part of the Twin Cities Women's Expo, and we'll see you next Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.